G'day everyone, today we are breaking down a whole rump. Today I got this one from my local butcher because I refuse to buy meat, fruit and veg from the supermarkets. So the big chain supermarkets, you all know which ones I'm talking about, they charge double the price for an inferior product. It's not good for our farmers and it's not good for our butchers, so stay away from them as far as I'm concerned. So we're going to break this down into different cuts that we can use and go from there. Here we have our rump. So turn it sideways, you can see how it tapers down on one side and it's cut here and you've got a straight edge. So if you look at the straight edge, you can see this big muscle on top. That's the rump cap or picanha, which is what they traditionally use in the Brazilian style of cooking the steaks. So we want to follow this seam in here and take this whole section off, because that is going to be dinner tonight. So just get your knife and just start seaming that out, and most of it you'll be able to just pull it away by itself till you get to some of the fat there. And just start cutting that through, just like that. Start opening it up, and when it gets to the side here, just come out the other side, just like that, and then peel it back as you go. And that'll open the whole thing up. So you don't need to use heaps of your knife skills for this one, because you're literally just following that seam. Move that over so you can see it properly. Go through, and just lop it off at the end there. So there we've got our rump cap, and that's the rump there. Okay, so now we've got our rump cap here. That's a beautiful piece of meat, and we're going to cook that up. And we've got the rest of the rump here, and you can see two different muscles there with a fat line in the middle. So we'll put that to the side for the moment, and we'll prep our rump cap. All we're going to do so far is remove all of this silver skin or fascia right here, because that does not break down when it's cooking. It won't render out. So just put your knife straight underneath and take as little meat off as you can. Over there. And a nice sharp knife, that is. Straight like that. And use it a lot. So, you can see here most of that is just fat now, right there. So it's going to slice straight down and get rid of all of that. That hard fat there that we've taken off, that stuff is perfect for putting into your sausages. So definitely keep this stuff. Put that off to the side. And again, that's just a big chunk of fat just here. We're going to get rid of that. Like that. A little bit here. Flip it over, and there's more fat here. Get rid of that. Trim off all these bits hanging off. Get all of this stuff here. This stuff will not break down in sausages or anything. That's just connective tissue. So that, you throw it in your stocks or anything, but other than that, it goes to the dog, that one. That's good for sausages. Okay, other side. Now this has a fair amount of fat on top, which is what we want when we're cooking this. Some fat rendering into the meat equals flavour, really, so we want to keep that. So you just want to trim some of it off so it's all nice and even. We want to keep all that hard fat, and you'll feel some soft fat, get rid of that. So it's not going to cook down very well anyway, so you're just making it nice and even all the way over the rump cap. And you can see where some of it's soft on top. So we're going to get rid of that and get down into that harder, bright white sort of fat. So that's it there, ready to go. Still a little bit of bits that you can trim off if you really want to get pedantic with it. I'm not going to. So I'm going to be reverse searing this hole, so I'm not going to need to cut it up any further. But if you want to cut it up, just keep in mind where the grain's flowing. So when you look at it, you can see the grains of the meat going this way. So if you want to slice it up for steaks, always cut against the grain. That will make the finished product more tender. So we'll put that aside and we'll move on to the rest of the rump. Okay, here we've got the rest of our rump. Now, we're going to be doing much the same as we did with our rump cut. We're going to get rid of all of this fat, or most of it, and all of the silver skin on the top and bottom. Put that in the scrap pile there to be used for sausages, because all this hard fat, again, good stuff. Get rid of that, we don't need that. Get rid of some of this stuff here. This end piece here, I'm going to take that off, because once you start cutting that into steaks, it's going to want to fall off anyway. So I'm going to get rid of that. We are going to have a purpose for it. Again, follow those seams, straight through like that. And come out the other side, just like that. And while we're over here on this side, you can see those seams there. We're going to follow those along in just a minute. Just continue getting all this little stuff off, just like that. And there. Flip it around so you can see. Gonna get rid of some of this. That's mostly done there now. What's left on there is all going to render down anyway when you cook it. Flick them over, and again we'll get rid of all of this connective tissue and silver skin. We'll get rid of all that. Alrighty, so you're looking at the steak there, you've got a big fat seam going right through there. So that's two different muscle groups, okay? I'm going to cut straight through. Or, as you open it up, you can see it, see the seam there? I'm going to go straight through there, and this bit here is going to be for my steaks, and this bit here and this bit here have another purpose. Okay, so this here is going to be for my steaks. So as with the rump cap, if you have a look at all of the muscle fibers, if you have a look at all the muscle fibers, they're running that way. So that's the grain of the steak. So we're going to cut against the grain because I'll be cutting this up for steaks. So goes through like that. And there's your rump steaks. Okay, now I mentioned before that these are going to have a different purpose. So if you see this steak here, it's very, very lean. There's not much intramuscular fat in there at all. So that is going to be perfect for beef jerky. So what I'll do is I'll trim all of the fat off everywhere I can, same on this one. And then I'm going to put it in the freezer until it gets really hard. And then I'm going to really thinly slice it and throw it in the smoker. Alright, that is ready. Cut that in half, freeze them, and make jerky out of those. And we'll do the same with this one. Okay, there we have our cut up rump. So again, we've got our rump cap or picanha over here. It's that one there. We have heaps of huge steaks that we're going to cook up on the barbie, and these big chunks here I'm going to be making beef jerky out of. You don't have to be making beef jerky out of it. Again, you can cut them up into rump medallions or keep it whole as a rump roast. Casseroles, you can do anything you want with that. I'm just going to make some beef jerky. Over here we have our trim. I'm going to go through all that, get rid of all of the meat and the hard fat and keep that for sausages. Now, if you don't have time to make sausages the day you're cutting up your rumps, put this in a bag or a Cryovac bag or sandwich bags, doesn't matter, and put it in the freezer till you have time. This stuff will last for 3 months just like that until you're ready to make the sausages out of it.